We've had 4 Minecraft drops in the past year, meaning that your odds of missing a feature or even an entire update have quadrupled. Yes, this is a real mob and not an add-on, as silly as he looks, but this is something I wanted to show you by experiencing the best free features from each update in a real survival on a brand new world. Yes, that is going to be a wild time, given how far apart these features can be, but that's exactly what these fresh survival runs in the tested series are all about, and so that's exactly what's going to happen for me. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you either want to see more of these videos or if you just want to give some pity help to get me towards 2 million. But let's now start with the most important thing. These are the last 4 game drops that Minecraft have released, and lots of them have great changes, and so it's a struggle to name the 3 best of them, except the very last one, but these are the ones that I have decided on for each of those drops. As you can see, that leaves us with 12 features, and now let's see how quickly we can experience them in a brand new world. And so, let's go with all of the best features in Minecraft this year, and I can get an easy one ticked off now simply by starting this world in hardcore mode, because fun fact, the last game drop from our list, the Bundles of Bravery, actually does have hardcore as one of its only really 2.1 features, which means we have to include it, and so I have an extra challenge today, which is to show you all of these features before I die. And also, you know, before this Minecraft world ends. So what's important to note is, I mean, really, aren't all my videos that I have to show you something before I die? So one of the important things I want to mention is that the first step in any Minecraft world hasn't changed at all, but how your Minecraft world looks might have. This is vibrant visuals. I would argue one of the best features from the last year, but not one of the 12 features because it's not out on Java. And so you might be wondering, how is hardcore one of the features though? And they did technically just add it to Realms, but your first step and your second step in a Minecraft world haven't changed, but your third step certainly has, because this leaf litter will be found along the ground, and you might mistake it for being more random visual clutter. Minecraft loves adding this, a lot of people love putting it in their builds. However, it's actually wildly useful, and so you'll want to pick up at least a stack when you see it if you spawn in a forest. And then you'll want to jump into a nearby cave, because like I mentioned, step 2 is exactly the same as it was before too, but it's step 3 where things get really interesting. So I'm going to quickly upgrade my tools. One of the most annoying things about coal is you have to smelt 8 things with it, or you're being wildly inefficient, but leaf litter actually allows you to smelt 1.5 items, which means I now have the equivalent of, say, 8 different pieces of coal, but even more efficiently ranged. This means that if I see a chicken I want to kill, pro tip, don't kill babies. It's not just bad for your conscience, but they don't drop food either. Wait till they grow up and then kill them. You know, wait till they can feel the vengeance in their hearts for what you're about to do. But anyway, the fun thing therefore is that if I want to find some food, or even if I want to find some iron, which I probably should we see if there's any more around here? I was kind of hoping there'd be a bigger cave around, but yeah, now when I find food, I'm going to be able to very easily, just like this, cook it up. It should take 1.5 leaf litter, if I'm not mistaken, so just round that up to 2, and as you can see, things that I literally found on the ground allow me to skip this awful, you know, terrible food that you get for the first time, and also allow me to not feel bad for wasting a whole piece of coal, or wood, or something that's actually valuable, which I love. This is going to be especially useful if we find iron, which is in fact my goal. So I've got myself 2 lava now, which means I am just 1 piece of iron away from having something quite remarkable. So, pro tip, if you find a lot of enemies, even when you're in... Oh, there is iron here. Okay, just grab it real quick and then fight to the... Okay, this is going fine. Everything is okay. See? You know, if you live every day like it's not hardcore, then you don't actually... Oh, no, okay, I should in fact be living like it's hardcore. Thank God for these planks. But now what I can do is I can smelt up that single piece of iron and feel no guilt about it. And also I can heal in a slightly more efficient way thanks to my cooked steak rather than my non-cooked steak. But yeah, now I have a single piece of iron. I've got these things from earlier, and I can show you one of my favorite changes. Wait. Oh, it's free leather we need. I can show you one of my favorite changes, which is the Craftable Saddle, which I'll just have to kill 1 more cow to get. So here are 2 cows. They are warm cows, as you can see. They look very different from what you're used to in Minecraft, but they have exactly the same drops. Every new animal variant is solely visual, which makes it weird to call it one of the best new features from the last year. But trust me when I say it is something that is still worth having. I guess I should take a moment, just 1 moment here, to craft myself a saddle and say that, look, it's a craftable saddle. The 4th, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I'm gonna get murdered out here. could do with a shield a bit now. This is the 4th of the brand new feature. It's hardcore, so I really, really can't afford to be murdered. Oh, I could. Now, actually, I'm just realizing. So that since I've got my 4th of my 12 features complete, I should mention the Craftable Saddle is a game changer for the early game. Obviously, in the late game, a lot of people are like, I don't know why you need to craft saddles. Don't you just get them from killing Ravagers? But, like, look at my equipment right now. Do you really think I'm taking down any Ravagers? I would say to those people. If you're not saying that, if you're instead saying the reasonable thing, which is, wow, Toy Cat, did you just craft the item that we've been asking Mojang to craft forever? Yeah, this is... this was a real surprise when it was added to the update, but they did in fact decide to do it, which is fun. So the 5th feature that I'd like to show you that is brand new is this, the bundle. So the bundle is kind of like a backpack if a backpack functioned correctly. That is to say, you can store a bunch of things in there, not more than you can naturally store, but it becomes a lot easier to store it. And so I can put my raw chicken, my feather, my raw beef, let's say, and my string. Any items that can stack together in a bundle, and you can store 64 things inside here. So if you follow that correctly, which I'm going to choose that you do, choose to believe that you do, you can see that I can store 64 items, the same as a stack, but it can be 8 separate stacks or 12 separate stacks, or if you want to go really silly, you can have 64 separate stacks, and then if you want to pull these out, you can do that by scrolling through just like this, and then you can reorder your bundle if you'd like to. This is immensely valuable. And to show you the 6th of the best features from the last year, you can color this in any of Minecraft's colors. So I would use red. Hello, guys. You come here to see me talk about the next about the exciting things from the past year. I know, right? Sometimes it's easy to get lost in these. But the best feature, if you're a zombie, is the brand new Pale Garden. But I don't see a Pale Garden, so I can't talk about that. My recommendation on this, by the way, so I'm gonna, again, I want to give you the real survival experience. That's what this tested series is all about. I think that, you know, Minecraft with a bunch of cuts is something that people do enjoy, but I've always enjoyed this, like, what is it actually like to play Minecraft? You know, I want to be your parasocial internet friend, telling you about the cool features that have been added since you last checked. And so, let me give you this advice that you might miss. Rather than me magically spawning in a Pale Garden and you assuming that I either teleported there or used chunk base or something, let me tell you that if you find a dark oak, the opposite of pale oak if we're being brutally honest with ourselves, if you find one of these types of trees around your Minecraft world, then you know, you can be fairly certain, I would say, that a Pale Garden is possible to spawn in that same place. That's because Pale Gardens and Dark Pale Gardens, that's what they're called, Dark Oak forests and Pale forests actually share the same spawn conditions. So we've got a small chance, a very small chance of finding Woodland Mansion, and a reasonable chance, maybe 1 in 3, of finding a Pale Forest. And 1 in 3 is bad odds, don't get me wrong, but as far as, you know, how it can compare, it's not the worst, right? Like, it's better than the 1 in 100 if we go randomly. And so if we keep heading in this direction, I'm hoping that by just following the Dark Oak Forest, we'll find the opposite. It's actually kind of, there's a beautiful, like, what you might call unity of opposites here. That the best way to find the thing you're looking for is to find the opposite of the thing. Because if you've ever heard the phrase opposites attract, I don't necessarily agree with that. Oh, hey, wait. I think that's a Pale Oak right there. I think that I don't agree necessarily that opposites attract, but I do think that we put a lot of attention into things we love, but also a lot of attention into things we hate. This is why the news spends so much time talking about not necessarily things that they know you like, but things they know you hate. You know, like that is why if you hear about things that are woke, you won't hear about things that are woke from the people you know that are woke. You'll hear about it from the exact opposite of that. And there's a useful life tip for you. Sometimes there are things that are built to manufacture rage amongst people who actually probably agree with it. So I got here at just the wrong time. Annoyingly, the sun is just about to rise, which means I might, if I'm really lucky, find myself a Creaking in this biome. Or I might get really unlucky and he might be nope. Oh, no, I heard him fall apart there. Did you hear that noise? That was the sound of a Creaking dying. Which means if I want to have any chance of actually getting my hands on him again, then, oh, yeah. Absolutely terrible. Where'd he go? The answer is nowhere. And now we got all the other hostile mobs but without a creaking to show for it. So looking for a resin, this is the Pale Oak Garden, and it contains every good feature from the Garden Awakens drop. It's one of the most divisive drops Minecraft have ever put out. I think personally it's one of my favorites in terms of like 3 months of content all focused around one biome, because it adds an entirely new tree type. This is the Pale Oak tree, which I could argue is a great feature by itself, but I'm going to argue the 7th feature out of the last 12 that are good ones I'd like to show you is Pale Oak. Pale Oak is a brand new wood type, and unlike regular oak, which, I don't know, like regular oak looks fine, right? I think that's the nicest thing people can say about it. It's pretty basic and generic. Pale Oak looks so cool as a plank. It looks so good as a stair. Make it into a sign. It'll look great there too. And so, even though this is the tiniest Pale Oak biome in the world, I know there's a creaking in here somewhere, and I also know that I can get my hands on so much Pale Oak, which is great. If you want to make your first house, finding a wood type that matters to you is great. And as far as I'm concerned, the one that is, best, the one that is most wonderful is Pale Oak. But yeah, no! Sad. Remember when I said that dying has huge consequences in hardcore? Now you can see what they are. This was a great part of my showcase, but it does mean I'm going to have to traverse this world from a brand new one now. So, see you in a second. Okay, we're going to make the world again using the Winding River Seed, just like before. And in case you're curious as to why this is best features free, well, I mean, just to be sure. Then we're going to run in from behind, pick up the rotten flesh so I have something to eat. Oh no! So let's jump right back into it and do everyone's favorite thing, heading 1,000 blocks away over terrain we already know. It kind of puts it into perspective that even though I got a Pale Garden quite close to spawn, running here from scratch, knowing the coordinates because of my last death, it still took me close to 7 minutes. I mean, the sun is getting close to setting before I could actually return here, but I have nothing to do until the sun has set, so I might as well now take advantage and rebuild a little bit. So I'm going to use the Pale Oak as an opportunity to make myself some real tools. Okay, what do you know, leaf litter has come in handy again, allowing me to get enough iron, not just to craft myself a saddle, should I find myself a horse, but also to craft myself a bucket, because I spotted, thankfully because it's daytime this time, just over there, something that looks like a ruined portal. Anyway, nighttime is falling in the Pale Garden, which is absolutely great news for me, because I'm looking to experience one of the best features of the past year, which I'm just going to hope you haven't seen by this point, because it truly is one of Minecraft's new stunning villains. You might have seen a creeper and an enderman just before I was here, and those are both kind of scary mobs to encounter, but this biome will have you encountering a mob that is even worse than that, and he'll only spawn when it's dark in this one biome. Okay, very, very scary, but here is my good friend Ian. And wow, I've not actually seen him in viral visuals yet, at least not in pure survival, and so look at him right there with his super glowy eyes. But yeah, I can't do much about him until this skeleton is dead, and until I can get away, where I can eat my cooked mutton, and hopefully heal by the time he comes back. So this is a mob that kind of works like the Weeping Angels from the Doctor Who universe, where basically, more or less, they can only move when you are not looking at them. If I turn away and then turn back, he'll be suspiciously closer than he was before. But if we punch him, he'll lead me to what is actually the best feature from the Garden Awakens, the Creaking Heart. Now, this Creaking Heart is really cool. These new particles, by the way, are absolutely stunning. Okay, creeper, please not right now. Oh, scary. So the creeper didn't just kill the Creaking, which is a real possibility, because it's the only mob in the game that can't be killed by attacking it. As you can see, I could do this all day, and it's going to make no difference, because the only actual way to get rid of the Creaking is to kill its heart. And its heart is found, presumably in this tree here. There we go, that's resin. That's right, so over here somewhere is a Creaking Heart, which is just so scary. It's such a fun mob because, again, we have to deal with everything else while also being very aware of this guy and what he is up to. So I'm going to punch him a whole bunch, which will create all of this resin, which I can then punch and get on the ground. And then I'll punch in some more, and I'll pick up the extra resin. The goal here basically is to get as much of this resin as possible because it is another great Minecraft feature that comes from my good friend Ian over here. So yeah, if we break just this block here and this block here, and there we go, that's the Creaking heart. So much more visible with vibrant visuals on. And yeah, if we now break this block, I actually want to have him in shot while we do this, so let's look away. Have him get a lot closer. Where did he go? Oh god, there's a zombie with a sword. Okay, so I'm a little bit scared about where he's gotten up to. But there he is right now, as you can hopefully very clearly see. But if we are to break his home block, then he's going to magic. Oh no, I'm not going to be able to. I'm going to get. Oh no. I'm pinned down by a bunch of zombies. I'm going to survive this though. I'm going to survive this though. Oh no, it doesn't sound like it. How did that happen? I went so far. You know, the Toycat Deathloop is one of my favorite things in Minecraft. Which is why I can only hope that it happens again now. I am back in the Pale Oak Garden, where I've gotten myself that same amount of resin to hopefully make myself... Oh, look at the shadows in the distance there. But hopefully to make myself a Creaking heart and to show to you why resin is so cool. But first, we need to go to the Nether, because even though, like I mentioned, most of the features from the last year have been pretty widely accessible, I would argue the Happy Ghast, despite being an early to mid-game feature, in most people's minds, is actually kind of more mid-game by the reality of having to go to the Nether where most people have not been. If you need to go to the Nether, my biggest pro tip is try and find a portal. I've been praying this entire journey over, it's been a day as you can see, I've been praying this entire journey over that this will be a portal that has lava next to it, and if it is not, oh it's got, okay that's just enough lava to make myself a portal. It's weirdly covered in trees, and there's even a chest down here. So now let's eat some cooked salmon. Let's scoop up a bucket. And I guess we need water. Oh, is that water over there? Oh, what a dream. Wow, it looks beautiful as well, right? But let's just place this down here. I'll start another forest fire. Grab myself some water. Oh, that's a chunky salmon. I think you'd go nicely in my pile, if I can say so myself. Yeah, let's, I really feel like big salmon should drop substantially more salmon than medium salmon, but that's my own bugbear. Now we'll grab my furnace, very well used at this point, and we're going to cook this up as we go to the Nether to get the last couple of features done here, because ultimately I can show you that resin is useful. You can make blocks out of it if you want to, and so I guess we should do that just for the sake of it. I can make myself, like right here, I can make myself a resin block, or can I? This is the resin block. I need 3 more, so I won't show you the resin block. I can instead show you the Creaking heart. Is the Creaking heart 2 resin blocks? Am I crazy? Oh no, it's 1 resin block. So instead what I can show you is that resin is really cool because it makes all of these blocks. It technically counts as showing you them. You can make all of the resin family of blocks, but even more fun than that, you can use it just for like some decoration to make pathways. I think, I disagree with this because I think it's dumb that you can like have clutter on the ground and that some people think that looks great, but some people love the way clutter looks. I actually really do like the way these flowers look with vibrant visuals, but if you want to add more clutter to your world, place some resin down. Oh yeah, look at that. You can make pathways. It goes on the side of literally any block, even those that you probably won't see it on, and it's just a great way to add a bit of what some people would call decoration and what I would call horrific clutter to your Minecraft world. Anyway, speaking of horrific clutter, let's now make ourselves I guess let's go ahead and let's make ourselves a portal. So my first goal is to find a Ghast. There are 2 reasons for this. One is that I can get myself Tears, the music disc, not the sadness I will feel when he fires things directly at my face. And 2, you know, real talk here. I feel like, you know, Minecraft is a game, it's not a particularly sad game, but being blasted by the Nether is what will make you feel all of the feelings. All of the negative ones, at least. Which, you know, some people love negative feelings. So yeah, my plan is to get my hands on a dried Ghast. There is a small chance of getting one, just from your boys over here. I think it's 1 in 54 chance. So I'm not going to be hopeful that I'll get it right now. But if I craft myself a crafting table, as I shall do, and then I make myself some slabs, I'll be able to get over to there where some extra gold is, and I'll use that for more trading. Okay, so I'm just going to sneak it, grab it, go. Sneak, grab, go. Quickly. Oh, that's 2 gold blocks. Let's get out of here. No one noticed, I hope. And that's just 18 more trading opportunities to maybe get a dried ghast in, and there is a big ghast. So if this does go well, it'll be even better. So to get the Tears disc, you have to hit a ghast with their own blast. Just like I did. You'll also get the Return to Sender achievement if you haven't already got that. It's one of Minecraft's oldest though, so if you're watching this video because you're just getting back into Minecraft, you probably already have that. But I should mention it nonetheless. I need to drop something so I can pick up this Tears disc, by the way. No, 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 no. Okay, there we go. We did. We got it. And yay, look at me. I could do with a diamond so I could actually play this, but to save you the effort, here is Tears. Oh yeah. Playing some music. Isn't that good? That's not the start of Tears, that's my favorite part of it. But yeah, one of the wild things about Minecraft is they're going to give you this Tears disc every time you attack a ghast. I think it's actually a little bit aggressively tuned. Like, I think that you are going to end up with so many discs for Tears, and I don't think Minecraft realized that it's something... Attacking a ghast with their own fireball is something you might do more than once, because it is the most efficient way to kill them. But we'll see if that becomes an issue later, I guess. Okay, so hopefully we get a dried ghast. We did! And that represents the 11th feature from the last few years. But there's a funny thing about this. We actually have to... So we could just leave right now. I kind of like the idea of getting more stuff, but I need to be in the overworld because that's the only place that the Wandering Trader spawns. So I don't have a bed. I've got some wool, though. How about I make one? Okay, so crafting table. So yeah, we're going to take this and some yellow dye and some pink dye, and then we're going to make ourselves a pink bed, because who wants to sleep in a white bed? Only peasants, that's who. So in we go. Only Peasants is my new website I'm starting to sell Minecraft maps, and definitely nothing else. Anyway, so with that said, yeah, no! You know the deal at this point. By the way, technically speaking, dying in hardcore is a brand new feature, and so look at me delivering you a bonus right here. But yeah, if you do get yourself a dried ghast, all you need to do is put him in water, and then wait anywhere from 20 seconds to 20 minutes. This is entirely random and tick-based. In theory, you could be waiting an infinite amount of time. 20 minutes is just an average, but it seems as though, wow, did we get crazy lucky somehow? Then you can give the baby ghast, the ghastling, it's super cute, some snowballs, and then he becomes a happy ghast, at which point we can harness him, and this is the reason that so many people love it. It's the ability to fly in Minecraft, not fast flying, which has existed forever, and honestly makes this seem pointless to many people, but the reason this is so great is it's stable flying. The ability to stand somewhere and place some blocks around, oh, like these hay bales that I have. Hay bales are very handy, not just for placing on the ground for a fool, but if you get lucky and there's a Wandering Trader. Oh, and that is our last feature. The big new thing about the Wandering Trader is he has rebalanced his trades and also will buy things from you, meaning that you can sell up to 2 things per trade, and he gives better deals than regular villagers, allowing you to say, sell fermented spider eyes and get acacia logs in return. Now the Wandering Trader is not just for super flat, although, just to be clear, he's incredible there, but also he's for everything else as well. So, with that said, this has been the most disastrous episode I've tested so far, and a fun reminder of the fact that you can do things fast, but maybe sometimes you should do them right. And yeah, I honestly did have a great time in that Nether, though. I fully do recommend this seed. If you want to have a blast, then make sure you use this seed, because it won't be the last. Wait, actually, I guess for a Minecraft seed, I've got to say, it'll be such a good Minecraft seed, it might be your last. Anyway, speaking of Minecraft seeds, I'm actually currently looking for anyone to send over their Minecraft realms, invite Toycat on Xbox Live, and put in their VV somewhere in the title to let me know that you want me to explore your realm with vibrant visuals on. I would love to see some long-term worlds, but through this new Minecraft lens that we've been enjoying so much over this past week. And yeah, otherwise, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, because I'll see you next time. Goodbye.